Hey guys, what's been happening? Welcome back to our newest Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi Battle. Today we're going to be having a match against John, and this was a pretty good match. Now I have a couple of things I want to mention. I was having some internet difficulties. I had to call my technical support on this one because the problem couldn't have been fixed from my house. It could have only been fixed from their side of view because there were a couple of problems with the ports. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. He's gonna lead with Infernape. I was kind of going towards Fortress or the Infernape being potential lead, especially the lead Infernape of his sort, and it's exact lead Infernape after revealing me an early fake out. You know, sometimes you don't want to reveal this sort of stuff this soon in the match itself. But I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch, expecting him to switch out. He did switch out. I do get a special attack raise, and the only way I would have gotten a special attack raise if his Reuniclus is running more defense than special defense, which is naturally not the thing because a Reuniclus does have more special defense in general. So that does indicate his movesets and as well as his EV spread. So he's a defensive Reuniclus with Calm Mind, I'm pretty sure. So I'm kind of going towards that, and again I'm gonna go for the U-turn, knowing he's most likely gonna switch out, kind of expecting the Bug Buzz straight off the bat. Switch out to Jellicent as I do U-turn, switch out to Breloom, get the type switch initiative, and now something on his team is gonna need to take the Spore. Unfortunately for him, Jellicent is slower than Breloom, so I can easily take that as a bait for something to go to sleep. In this case it's gonna be Fortress, and we're both gonna switch out, but he does get a switch initiative. In this case he did predict me to switch out to Heatran. It was an expectable switch, but it was one of those that I was thinking that I'm not really risking too much because I do have a Rotom to begin with. But then again, I shouldn't have, you know, it was way too obvious. One of his Pokemon is asleep, so I really wasn't thinking I'm risking that much, as he did get a crit, but Mach Punch was not enough, as I did wake up with the help of Lum. Now I guess I should put the Resto Chesto on this guy, and I will, but for now Lum will do. You know, it's not like it really matters in this match in particular. But here we go. He's gonna go for the Focus Blast as I go for the Volt Switch. Of course, I was speeding the Reuniclus. He did predict me to switch out to Genesect, but there is really not much to say about this because he is a leftover variant, so he's really lacking the true offensive power the Reuniclus tend to have, especially if it's a Trick Room Reuniclus. And this is how you use your Genesect at the same time as an offensive poke, as well as a Scalder, a Revenger, but sometimes even to scale their movesets just judging by their EV spread, and Reuniclus was just a perfect example of such a scenery, such an action being taken down. I'm just gonna go for the U-turn as switching out Landorus, kind of expecting the Stealth Rocks, and that's exactly what he did. But the reason I U-turn is because I don't want to go for the straight Earthquake and take him down to Blaze, where he potentially can run Focus Slash, and Blaze Fire Blast could potentially take me out in one shot. So I switch out to my Rotom, just playing it safe, at least break its sash and kind of go from there. But now I'm gonna decide to go for the Volt Switch, as he does make a clever move, goes to his Garchomp, predicting that, and he's gonna go for the Dragon Claw. One was not enough to where I can easily get some damage with Hydro Pump, so that can always be beneficial, or at least break his sub, as he may just go for it. But another one will easily proceed to take me out. I'm not seeing any lefties. He may just be Lum, I'm not sure. It's still a question. He's got Dragon Claw, so I'm not too sure. He may be a Sword Dancing variant with, yeah. About his item, I'm still kind of going towards Scarf, maybe. Still not too sure. But for now, I'm just gonna Earthquake his Fortress, switching out to my Genesect, trying to threaten him with a possible Flamethrower, which he may just expect. I guess expecting the 2 times resisted on-staff Flamethrower or the 4 times resisted Bug Buzz, but in this case I go for the T-Bow just in case he switches out to Jellicent. I do have a special attack raise, meaning that Life Orb is gonna be enough to take down his Infernape, but now Repution, his Conkeldurr, can easily switch in and revenge me with a Mach Punch. No reason to switch out. Genesect did pretty much all it needs to do in this particular match, switching out to my Landorus. And Repution in general, as you may have seen from the beginning of the match, is actually a pretty big threat because of his Drain Punch, his ability to regain all that lost HP, especially against my Pokemon that are quite weak to fighting, like my Heatran and my QRMB. So he did Ice Punch. I guess the first Dream Punch was predicting me to U-turn, switch out to something else, but that was not the case, as now I did enough damage to where Breloom can most likely take him out with Mach Punch, and judging by how much this does to his Fortress, yeah, I'm kind of going towards that Breloom's Mach Punch with Life Orb would have been more than plenty to take him out. Now this of course is a Technician Breloom, making his Mach Punch a bit more powerful, and I'm gonna take this Fortress as an opportunity to set up +2. Not much he can do. I mean, he could have stay in with Repution, try to survive, maybe decide to go for the Mach Punch of his own, maybe Drain Punch away, which would have been probably the better play. But I'm just gonna have this Fortress as a setup fodder, knowing that sleep does tend to reset on the switch, going down to 0, so it's just a perfect setup bait for Breloom to handle. I'm just gonna go for a Bullet Seed. No reason to overpredict at this certain degree of time, because the thing is, there is really no Sandstorm involved. Life Orb is the only thing that is kind of heavily crippling me, but not really that much because there was no spikes involved. Fortress was put to sleep way too early for him to handle such things on the field, but for now Fortress is going to be taken down by something he 4-time resists, so yeah, Fortress really isn't looking too good on that one. Garchomp is going to be switching in. Rough Skin is going to damage my Breloom, but nothing all that serious. Of course, switching back to Jellicent again, there is no Sandstorm to recall, handle me at a certain degree of time, so I'm just going to go for a Bullet Seed, and this is incredible. Look at this. I'm pretty sure this Jellicent is especially defensive, seeing that he's most likely running defensive spread on his, Reuniclus and so forth, but it was a one-shot, like a clean one-shot. That is incredible. But Mach Punch with +2, no question about it, is gonna take him down. So the game may have seemed a bit one-sided, but I believe that the game was pretty decent. Around 70% of the match I felt like it was pretty decent, but then the rest of the 30% of the match was mainly Breloom setting up, and there was really not much he could have done to stop such strategy. It's just that Mach Punch and outspeeding that Repution's Mach Punch in general really does matter a lot, especially as you're facing priority users that don't have extreme speed +2 priority, and you can normally outspeed them. That does help a lot. But with that being said, a good game to my opponent. I kind of want to ask him for his YouTube channel. I'll leave it in description, because by the time I mention if he's got a YouTube channel, I accidentally closed down the screen as he did leave in the section where we actually talked. So yeah, I'll leave it in the comments so I can plug you in description. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, click that like button, and until next time, take care. Peace.